Hello everyone, this is Candy the 614 Stitcher, and today is Sunday, July the 2nd, 2023, and this is my Flosstube episode number 86. I would like to say hello and welcome to any and all new subscribers. I hope that you will stick around and let me enable you in a project or two. And for all of my returning friends and subscribers, thank you so very much for coming back each and every week. This might be a little shorter than normal video. I say that, but then I look at my notes and I'm like, well, maybe not. I have had a pretty awesome week. It was the end of the month for my company, which is always hairy, can be, but this month flowed very smoothly, and I was thankful for that. I would first like to say happy belated Canada Day for all of my Canadian friends, and happy upcoming 4th of July for those in the United States that celebrate 4th of July. I have Monday and Tuesday off, which is awesome. I'm looking forward to getting in some really good stitching on those 2 days and starting to prepare for my upcoming retreat. The heat is on now. I had several of my friends tell me to turn on my air conditioner, which I still have not done. I actually have a fan blowing on me so that I will not be perspiring like I was last week. Excuse me, I truly believe that it was just the lights that are on, because it's not like my house is super hot. I live in an older home, and it takes a lot for it to get heat. Now, the upstairs is like a blazing inferno, but downstairs it doesn't get as hot, except for this time of the day when the sun is beaming down on the west side of the house. So, and that's actually where I record and do my stitching and all of that. So, but it's okay. I have still decided not to turn the air conditioner on, and hopefully I won't be perspiring so badly that I'll need to get up and get a paper towel. So I also wanted to say thank you so very much to all of you that were sympathizing and giving me condolences on my twisted band sampler with taking out the 2 butterflies. The general consensus amongst everyone that commented is to leave those butterflies in. You can't even tell that they're off unless you point it out. I did have a couple of subscribers say to leave them in for now, and when I get finished with the piece, maybe revisit that, going back to revisit the butterflies. I'm going to go with just leaving them in for now, because unless I point it out, like, I really don't see them. I knew that it was there only because of me stitching where I needed to go, but it did not throw off the next diagonal line that was right up against it. It's not going to throw off anything else as long, well, it won't throw off anything else, because as long as I, you know, make sure that my stitching is correct, it'll be fine. The other thing is please do not be distracted by my nails. I don't know what kind of polish they used at the, I know they're not gel, because I know how much I paid, and I know I didn't pay for gel nail, because gel nail is super expensive. But I have tried soaking it, all of the things, and it will not come off. I'm actually going to try to go to the nail salon on tomorrow and see if I can't just have them remove the nail polish, because I can't get it off with the nail polish remover that I have here. So I hope they're not too distracting, because I actually can't stand it. When I looked at the video last week, I was like, oh my goodness, I need to take this nail polish off. So I've tried to take it off and it will not come off. So okay, I think I'm ready to jump right in. It's 5 minutes and 30 seconds, and I think I'm ready to let you know what I have been up to as far as stitching this week. So let's jump in with wrapping up June. For the month of June, I stitched on 16 projects for a total of 5,981 stitches. I started 3 new projects, finished 4 projects. I had 0 FFOs. I stitched for 29 days, and I have a daily average stitch count of 206 stitches. The bulk of what I worked on was for my upcoming retreat to Silver Needle, because I did not really even, so here's the acrostic from last month, and as you can see, like 2 projects I didn't put any stitches on whatsoever, and so that is why my stitch count is lower than what it normally is. In the previous months, I have been into the 6,000s, the middle, like 6,500. So I am down quite a bit for the month of June. But again, I am not concerned about that. I gave myself a lot of grace for June with going to StitchCon and having all of the Silver Needle projects that I did not even consider putting into my acrostic. I'm just giving myself all kinds of grace for the month of June. I met 2 major goals. I wanted to complete Progressive Pride Flag by MI Studio Creates, and I also wanted to complete StitchCon 2022, both of which I did complete, and I am super excited about that. Plus, I had an awesome time at StitchCon, and sometimes you just have to live in the moment and give yourself some grace, and that's what I'm doing. So now for what I worked on that last week of June up until today, I am going to try to get, I want to switch my recording days, and it's going to take a lot of effort on my part, but I think it will be better for me. My week starts on Sunday, and so that's just how I have been trained and what I do. So I really want to start ending my week on Saturday and starting it on Sunday as far as my stitching goes, so that I can get back to my Sunday, seasonal Sunday stitching. I've missed it for the past few weeks, and I really need to get back to it. So I also want to give you I gave you the numbers, and then where I am on the road trip as of the end of June. I am checking into Stitch Morgantown, which is in Morgantown, West Virginia, and I still need to get the shopping item for that part. I had to stay at the campgrounds for 5 days, and so now I am ready to move out of the campgrounds and into Stitch Morgantown, which is in Morgantown, West Virginia. And I've already put in all the stitches for it. I just need to get the shopping items. So I'm going to be making a concerted effort over the next few days to get back on track in the road trip. Pardon me. I'm drinking water, and so I might even have to pause this video at some point. It's crazy. I want to get back on track as far as making sure that I am moving along steadily. I am in a good spot. I'm like right in the middle of the pack. So as long as I continue the pace that I am going at, I'll stay up to date and current in the road trip. Because I really enjoy, even though when I tell my friends about road trip, they're like, there's no way I could do that. That is like too stressful. That would stress me out to do all of that. And I'm like, but it's so much fun. So, but everybody has their own groove that they get into, and this one just happens to be mine, which actually in the beginning it really surprised me that I was so happy with doing the road trip. So I'll be asking for my shop item for that later on today or this evening, and hopefully I will get it in time to do some stitching for it on tomorrow. Okay, so for July, I have not had any new starts this week, and I've had 2 whips. So I've had, oh, let me tell you what I'll be showing you. So I'll have no new starts, a couple of whips, a couple of finishes, and my plans for July, I do have a little bit of investments in a Stitchy Kindness, and then I will go over the giveaway winners, and then that will be the end of it. So no new starts. And for my whips, I had the first whip is my twisted band sampler. I have my handy dandy basket off to the side over here. So if you recall, this is what the twisted band sampler looks like, and I am in this area right here. And here's a picture of where it was when I last showed it, which was last week. And here's where I am now. So if you recall, I had to put in 37 more stitches because I needed to get to 800 stitches, not 700 stitches. And I had 763 stitches in this project, so I needed 37 more stitches. And actually what I did was put in 46 more stitches. I am coming back up this row, and it will be right there. There's actually 2 rows that I'm working on coming back up for those 2 rows, and it will meet up at the top. This pattern is by Northern Expressions. It was a gift from my dear, it's Northern Expressions Needlework. It was a gift from my dear friend Carolyn Zook, which I haven't seen yours this year, so I hope you plan on pulling it out soon. See how we do each other, just kind of dirty, but it's, you know, we're trying to keep you on track. I am stitching it on a 18 count, sorry Carolyn, you know I love you, girl. An 18 count white Aida with the called for DMCs, and I am doing the cross stitch only version. My friend is doing the specialty stitches version, so that's where we are on that. I'm sorry, I'm like moving around, and I'm in a pretty good mood today. Well, it's been a rough day. I've been trying to do this video all day, and I'm not sleeping well, so that does not help anything. Okay. Woo. I didn't put the chart back in the bag. So my next whip that I worked on was Temperature Butterflies. And this is by Stitching Mommy. And here's a picture of where I was when I last showed it. And here is where it is now. So remember I had said last week that I had put in very little stitches. It wasn't worth showing. Well, I'm glad I didn't show it to you, because what I did have in, which was this wing over here, I had to take it all out. It was all in the wrong spot, and I know what it is that I have done now, so I wrote myself a note to keep me on track. When I initially started this way back up in January, instead of going over 4 squares, I went over 8. So when I had this rolled down and was starting this section, you know, I had already put this butterfly in, which miraculously, thank goodness, it did line up where it was supposed to. But when I put this butterfly in, I started with the wing, and instead of going over the 8, I only went over 4, which is what is in the pattern. So when I was looking at it and I unscrolled it, it did not like it was in the middle right here. So I took all of those 100 and some, it was like 163 stitches out, and then relined up the butterfly, because the tails and the heads line up perfectly. So I took it out, and then I put in the butterfly body. I also came over here back to this butterfly and completed his body and put in these 2 veins that will lead off to make the sections. So this is where I stand for this. For the month of July, I have put in a total of, I added 173 stitches. So I took out 163 but added in another 173. And for the total in July, I put in 470 stitches in this piece. Oh, I meant to tell you, for the twisted band sampler, I actually put in 809 stitches, and that was after I put in the 46 stitches for completing the shop hop goal. So that is where I am on Temperature Butterflies. This is also on my Year of Whips, which is a group set up by Melanie Watkins. I chose 6 whips, and which 3 have to be finished. I have finished 3 of the 6 already, but I would like to finish the other 3 also. And this is one of those 3 that are still left. So that is my Temperature Butterfly. And those were the only 2 whips that I had for this week. So, finishes. As you know, I have been diligently trying to work on what I needed to finish to take with me to the Silver Needle, and I am pleased and thankful that on this morning, so when I say I've been trying to get to this video all day, it's not like I've been sitting around twiddling my thumbs. I actually started stitching early this morning, like around 5 o'clock, maybe 6 o'clock, because I wanted to have these 2 projects completed before I came back to you today. So I worked diligently yesterday and today. Yesterday, by the way, I went to Keepsakes on an impromptu visit. You know, sometimes you just need to be around your stitchy people. And I have started calling them my stitchy family, and I needed to be with them. It was a very low-key day in the shop. It was really great. It rains a little bit in the morning. But while I was there, Miss Susan, who is also going to the Silver Needle Retreat with me, there's 4 of us that'll be leaving on next Monday, going out for the finishing class, pulled out her Almond M&M's silks and was showing me all the stitching that she had been doing on her projects that she is working on for the retreat. So when I was looking at one of the pieces that I was working on, and let me show you, I used Lori Holt's Stitch Card Set O number 58 as my inspiration for one of the pieces that I'll be taking. And here is where I've got it finished yesterday. I actually had this almost finished and ripped it all out and restitched it in Almond M&M silks. And the silk that I used was Earl Grey, Lilac, Pinot Noir, and Daffodil is the center. So I picked 2 purples, that yellow, and 2 greens, which you can't tell the difference really between the greens, but I'm okay with that. We had to, per the instructions from Miss Mona, this box had to be this dimension, and she requested that we use these 2 colors. That would not have been my choice, but she also had a fruit basket that she used as her example, I believe. I didn't want a fruit basket, so I chose the flower urn, which fit in there perfectly. I actually had it a little larger, but once I ripped it all out, I decided to stitch that piece just as it was. And so this piece I actually am calling the flower urn. And I am so thrilled that with a week to go, I finished it. I literally took it out. I had it 95% of the way completed. Ripped it all out yesterday sitting at Keepsakes and put all of it back in except for the leaf, the vine, you know, the branches and the leaves. I put it all back in yesterday while I was at Keepsakes. It was a very quiet day. There were only 3 of us sitting at the table, so it gave way for me to do getting a lot of stitching done. So that is my flower urn. And then this morning, I was bound and determined, and we did look at it, and I don't have a picture to show of this. We did look, Miss Susan measured it yesterday, and I was off, but it's okay. I fixed it. And so here is my stocking that I made. Now, up here is where it was off. So when we get ready to go to the class, I'll be we'll just be folding over where these 2 top bands are. But that is the stocking that I came up with. I put in the larger snowflakes I pulled from other designs and put them in. And then I, put in like one little stitch here, one stitch here. I went around and made it to where it was, it looked more filled in. I stitched this using DMC 550 and B5200 so that you can see the white. And then for the snowflakes, I used a toile, the silvery white one. So those are my two finishes. And so with that, I have all of the projects completed for the silver needle class. I am so happy. I have been worrying about this, as you all know, for a couple of weeks now, because I was not sure that I was going to be able to get it all done, but determination does persevere, and I was determined, and so I'm so super excited that I did get those finished. I probably already just said this because I probably said it twice already. Next week, before I leave for the retreat, I'll be showing all of the finishing pieces that I'll be taking with me. I do need to press them and interface them before we go, so I'll be taking care of that also. But next week's video will more than likely be on Saturday because I have to be prepared to leave on Sunday. So we're driving out, and we're making a whole week trip. So I'll be recording on Saturday next week for that. So now let me go in. I'm going to switch things up a little bit and do my July plans, what I'll be working on for the month of July. My first, which I will be putting some work in today, even though it is late in the day. I am pulling out Summer Quakers, and this is by Rosewood Manor. And let me show you where I am. So I have, oh, look at that needle in there. So I have a small start, which is which is this up here. So I'll need to put in the second bird and some more doodads. These doodads up here. I am stitching this on a 28 count Palomino by Rogue Stitching, and I am using the called for Valdanis. This was a gift from my friend Andrea last year. Man, I just love, and I know people say, oh, they're such a pain to work with, and they might be, but I love the Valdani threads on these projects. So that is going to be my Sunday. Oh, that's going to be, this, not only do I have one needle in there, but I have two. And I am not in the habit of putting needles in my pieces, so that surprises me. But I do know, so with the Valdanis, I do use a size 24 needle because the eye will accept all three of those strands. So this is my seasonal Sunday stitch, and I'll be working on that for the next 3 months. In the magazine monthly challenge group, the theme is safari, and the acrostic is hippo or hippopotamus. I am doing the hippo portion. I am not a super challenger right now. I am going to be doing the hippo. Maybe if I wasn't traveling for a whole week, or, you know, I got some big goals anyway. Even though I'm doing hippo, I have some large goals for this month. So so for the O in hippopotamus, for the O in hippo, I chose October House Fiber Arts, and I'll be working on Love and Joy, which is also a Christmas piece. So I will get in a little tiny bit of Jolly July Christmas stitching. So that is for my O in hippopotamus, in hippo. Can't keep saying hippopotamus. For the H in hippo, I will be starting, I guess I should have did this in a better order. So the H for hippo is Hello from Liz Matthews, and I will be starting the butterfly cloche. I've had this since it came out. You'll have to stay tuned. I am doing this project a little differently. And once I get it started, I will explain to you exactly what I'm doing. But I will be starting this month. Now I just need to decide if I'm going to start it before I go or wait until I come back. Right now I'm on the fence. I haven't made definitive plans on what I'll be taking with me, but I will show that next Saturday in the Getting on the Road to Silver Needle video, okay? For the letter I, as always, I have chosen an Ink Circles project. I always choose an I for inks. For when we have an I always choose an Ink Circles project. And I have decided to continue on. I've been working on this steadily since I started it last month. I'll be working on Half the Fun, which I could have used it for I and H and I. But I'll be using this for I. This is Half the Fun. And let me give you a little recap of where I am. I am stitching this on an 18 count Fortnite Fabrics. And here's where I am right now with this project. So I will probably be picking it up right here. I should have been giving you maybe what my goals were. My goal for the month of July on this piece is 300 stitches. On the Hello from Liz Matthews, I'll be putting in 300 stitches. So that is the letter I in Hippo. And if you recall, I'm using a Leo and Roxy floss for that. For the letter P, there are 2 P's in Hippo, and both of my letter P's will be for Purple Rain. I will be Purple Rain for WIPGO. My number 21 was Carolyn Zook's choice, and she chose Purple Rain. So for Purple Rain, the first P is 700 stitches, and the letter P for the second letter P, I'll be putting in 327 stitches. The reasoning for that is I am also going to be participating in the Tour de France again this year. I put in a lot of stitches on during Tour de France on Purple Rain last year. I used it when I went on my cruise and was able to put a lot of stitches in for Tour de France. So I am going to be doing the sprinting stage, and it is a green jersey. And so all of the spots that you see that are green here, I will be stitching those stitches on, you know, for the month. I have until the 23rd to get them all in. So 700 stitches, it'll total up to be 1,027 stitches by the time I get done between WIPGO, Tour de France, and the magazine monthly. I'm doing like Miss Dina and triple dipping. So, and then I've already showed you October house, which will be 200 stitches for the month for that goal. So my WIPGO number 9 call was Miss Shelia's choice, and I talked to Miss Shelia on Saturday, and her choice was Twisted Band Sampler. She said she just loved the way that it looked when I showed it in the video, so she chose Twisted Band Sampler for her WIPGO pick. And so I will be putting in 700 stitches on that also this month. It's a lot. That's why I said last month I really did not take into consideration like my WIPGO. All of what I didn't take into consideration was all the silver needle projects that needed to get done. That's plain and the down and dirty of it. I just did not take into consideration those calls or those needing to be finished when I was going through the planning process for last month. I didn't even really think about it too much, but so I'm thinking about it now though, let me tell you, because I'll be gone for a week, but I'll be taking projects with me because the retreat is during the day. I'll have nighttime stitching that I'll be able to do. So I'm feeling very comfortable about this month's planning. So for the categories Facebook group in WIP Warriors, the letter that was called this month was the letter R. And so for the letter R, oh shooty doody. No. Okay, so for the letter R, I went through and chose some things that I could potentially work on. In this categories group, you do not have a set number of stitches that you have to put in. You just have to show progress on a piece. So, you can show progress on a piece by putting in 20, 30, 40, 50 stitches, is as long as it shows progress on what you are working on. So that's why I still am going to participate in categories, because some of these projects, or all of them, I could take with me. No, let me not say it that way. I need to have some steady progress on my main projects, which are all of the acrostics. Also, I didn't mention this, but for Safari, I'm going to be using Temperature Butterfly for Safari, and I'll be putting in 400 stitches on that piece, which should take me to outline the second butterfly, and I should be able to outline and put the body in of the third butterfly. Hopefully I can do more than 400. If I stay on track like what I'm doing now, I do believe that I could get that project completed, because once I put in July, I'm on July, August, and September, then I would have October, November, and December to put in. So it might be close, but I'm gonna finish that project this year. Okay, so some projects that I pulled for the letter R. One is Rebel Stitcher, and she is a designer. And so that's what the category would be for her category. And I, if you recall, I started Caged Bird for Juneteenth this year. And so I would like to put some more stitches in. I am right here where this flower is, so I would like to get in the rest of the flower, this second flower, this branch, and maybe this whole branch this month. with the other flower, get that branch and flower section completed. This is also going to be my Representation Matters piece for this month, so I will be putting some work into it. I had missed for the month of, well, as it turned out, I did end up starting a Representation Matters piece for the month of June, but I can't remember if I did one for the month of July, but I want to be sure to do a Representation Matters piece every month. So the second R is a person, and my person is Rosina Desiree 1820. And if you recall, I am up here. Let me see. This chart, oh yeah, I only have one in. So I need to work on this 1/1 border up here. And I only have one in, so I need to do at least one more. This is all 1/1. The words are all over 1. These side motifs are 2/2. So that is the name of a person, or a person. I think that's the category. It's either person or human. For the next R's category, it is reindeer. And I have chosen to do Holly Berry. So a nod to some more Jolly July stitching, because it has a reindeer. I can use that. It is the animal. And here's where I am on that. So I am almost completely done with it. I just have, there's I need to finish up the female cardinal over here, and I need to fill in this leaf, and there are a couple of leaves down at the bottom, so I could potentially get this finished. So that is R for reindeer. And then my next piece is Rosewood Manor, and this would go for plants, and it is the rose. I do not have a picture for this. It is just the charts. So I have put in the bulk. I still have, oh, this is a picture I can show you. And I don't believe I'll be doing like this bottom, any of this. None of the border, none of it. Just the rose part. Even though on the picture it looks as though I've already put in part of the border. So maybe I'll change my mind. I must have, well, when I started this last year, or when did I start this? In 2022, March of 2022. I probably had a whole different mindset. Like, oh yeah, I'll put in the border, I'll do all of that. But we'll have to see now, because my mindset is like, phew, the border. And my last R is Rhapsody in Blue, which mine is Rhapsody in Blue, Purple. Rhapsody in Purple. And so that is another Rosewood Manor. And I'll I am working up here in the box still. I have the very top part of the box, and I am coming around to this corner. I'm using 2 shades of purple. I don't know how a green thread got in there, but I am using a Silks for You. I'm sorry, I've lost my whole train of thought. I'm using a dark Silks for You purple. If it had a number, I neglected to write it down. And then ultraviolet Vicky Clayton silk, which is in the bag. So that's what I'm using. This is the silk. This is the darker silk that I'm using. And it is glorious. It is being a little blown out there. It is not that light at all. But it is ultra soft and nice to pet. And that is what I'm using for it. So I have 2 different purple silks. Now I will only be working on these projects sporadically. Again, they don't need to show like a whole bunch of work on them. They just need to show forward progress. Okay, so now that I have given you my July plans, let us go into the giveaway winners. I am going to apologize in advance. I went to the random YouTube comment generator. It no longer generates comments for free like it did. And so I had to go with another one, which is completely different, and I had to figure it out. So for this time, I did pull the winners. However, I will not be able to show like I've done in times past, where you know what the winner said and all of that. So for the blue nutcracker, the winner is Linda Festola. Congratulations, Linda. If you would please send me your address, my email is in the description box below. If you would please send me your address, I would like to get these out in the mail before Saturday. So if you could please be sure to provide me with your mailing address, I would appreciate it, so that I can get these charts in the mail and get them out before I am gone for a week. Nutcracker number 2, which is the magenta nutcracker. The winner is Carolyn Zook. Carolyn, I am pretty sure that I have your address, so I will be getting this in the mail to you by the end of the week. Congratulations. The snowman. Ooh, I hope I put this in here. Yeah, because I put them right back in order. Phew. Okay, so for the snowman with the green hat, the winner is Mar F. Ski. Miss Margaret, hello. Thank you so very much. Please provide, congratulations, and please send me your mailing address. My email is in the description box below. For number 4, the Christmas tree ornament in orange. orange ornament. The winner is Annie S. Congratulations, Annie S. For number 5, the Christmas tree ornament orange with the green poinsettia. The winner is Stitchin Darling. Stitching Darling. And for the number 6, the Santa's cat in a scooter, the winner is Anita Phelps. Anita Phelps. Again, congratulations to all of you ladies. I appreciate your comments so very much. I do read all the comments, and am very pleased and thankful for all of you. Again, congratulations. And if you would please provide me with your mailing address before Saturday, I would appreciate it so that I can get these out in the mail before I leave for a week. Otherwise, if I don't hear from you by Saturday, I won't be able to mail it until I get back, which will be around the 17th. So, okay, so that was the giveaway. We won't have a giveaway this week because it's going to be a short week for me. Again, I'll be recording on Saturday in preparation for leaving. So, maybe when I get back in July, we can have another giveaway. I'm going to try to get better at doing the giveaways. Only because I think it's very fun. I do not, like, you know, if someone's giving a giveaway away, I usually don't participate in the giveaway part of it. But I think it's fun for people to get some things. And I have plenty of holiday charts that I could be turning over and allowing someone else to stitch them because they're just sitting right now at my house. So now I am going to go into my investments. Again, I went to my not so local needlework shop. Excuse me. Oh, I left the bag back here. And when I go to my not so local needlework shop, Keepsakes, I always try to support and pick up a couple of things, and this time was no different. I saw this chart, and I actually saw it online before and I was just like, I have to have that. It is so beautiful. And so I picked up Tiny Modernist, the Queen Bee. I've already decided, like, her skin, I am going to make her skin a little lighter than like mine is. And I have a almond M&M skin silk that I always use. I have that whole collection, and I always use her silks when I am doing a skin conversion. And so I'll be using a skin conversion by Almond M&M. I will be starting this while at Silver Needle. There are a group of us that will be starting it, and so I will be participating in that. The next thing that I picked up was, I'm all about, you can't tell that by looking at it, one of these days I'm going to get myself in gear and have my beach theme all up there. Like, I have beach themed things that you wouldn't believe. Because my house was supposed to be like a beach cottage theme, the whole house. So I have all kinds of beach cottagey stuff. It's like just boxed up. Anyway, so I picked up Jeanette Douglas's Stitching by the Sea, the pin cushion. And you know what got me? Was the seahorse. Like, do you see that seahorse? It is in multiple colors, with the bulk of it being purple. So I picked that up, and I have probably hundreds of, I'm pretty sure. I know y'all think hundreds. You ain't got no hundreds. I have hundreds of beach charts, patterns, decor, all kinds of stuff. It's crazy. And then, and I can't remember who the Flosstuber was that I did see this from, and I have looked at this before and just never even think to pick it up, or when I think to pick it up, it was out. But it is Cross Stitch Makes Everything Okayer, and it does. And this is by Lucy Bean. So those were the 3 charts that I picked up yesterday at my not so local LNS. And then I have a couple of more things. So my fabric of the month from Rogue Stitching came, Atomic Ranch came in, and it is Ocean Sand, and it's really being blown out. It is a very light green with some brown, not brown, tan modeling on it, and it's being very blown out, but it is beautiful. And I get 36 count in Atomic Ranch fabrics. And then for Be Stitch Me fabric of the month, I get a 32 count Lugana, and this is called Summer Sunset or Summer Sunrise, and it's being blown out also. It is vibrant. It is very vibrant, very, very vibrant, like that vibrant. It's even more vibrant than that. And then I also received my my Weeks Dye Works Thread Club of the Month from the Fat Quarter Shop. And this is Bordeaux, Boysenberry, Bordeaux, which is darker than what it looks on the screen right now, Boysenberry, Brick, Bright Leaf, Broom Tree, and Bubblegum. I don't know what you would ever use bubblegum for, but man, it is bright pink. So those are my Weeks Dye Works flosses for this month. Was it this month? Yeah. No, it was for the month of June. And then I received for my friend, Miss Donna. Thank you, Miss Donna. A lovely card with a lovely note inside, and she printed me off some pictures from Stitching in the Wild. So here's a picture of me and Miss Dina together. Here's a picture of me and Miss Donna together. And then here's another picture of me and Carolyn together. And it meant the world to me. Like, it came on Friday, and I was just so excited, and so, like, I got goosebumps talking about it. So thank you so very much, Miss Donna, for thinking about me and sending these along. I am truly love them all, and it brings back such good and positive memories from Stitching in the Wild. So I really do appreciate it. I have already put a couple of pictures in my book, so I'm going to have to put these also in my May part of my calendar. Do you hear Albert making noise? He's tired of me being over here doing this. Oh, my Ada printed off a picture of all of us. And we were all, this was the table mate picture. And Ronnie is in there also. And so I put it in here. So I'm going to have to find places to put the new pictures that Miss Donna sent me. And I really do appreciate it, Miss Donna. You don't know what that meant to me. Just reliving the great time and the great memories that I have from Stitching in the Wild. So I really, really do appreciate it. Well, I think I have just about said all that I needed to say. I cannot believe that this video is over an hour long. I don't know if I'm sharing more content or if I'm talking slower. And I hope you all still enjoy them, even though they are an hour long. Albert is doing well. He is chilling, maxing, and relaxing, as I like to say. In this heat, he, you know, kind of keep a low profile, so, which is nothing different for him. It seems like that's all he does is keep a low profile and sleep unless somebody comes to the door. So I will be relaxing the next 2 days, getting in some good stitching. I will also be preparing to go. I try never to get super excited about a trip until it's almost up on me. And now I am getting super excited about going. I've never been to Oklahoma before. And so it'll be a great way for me to go and explore a new city. I'll be going with 3 great friends, so that'll be nice. And I'm really, really, really looking forward to it. So I hope you all have a safe, please, please, please be very safe. This is not a good time for the pets. With the fireworks going off and everything, I do not have any plans. I will be here trying to keep Albert calm. I had some, a nice lady last year sent me some powder medicine to give him, and I have tried and tried and tried. I've put it in his water, but it must have a taste to it, because when I put it in his water, he won't drink. So I'm going to be taking special care of my little handsome man. That's right, man. I'm going to take care of you. And stay in the house and try to just turn on some music, so hopefully I can drown out those fireworks that people will be setting off around my neighborhood. And I hope you all are very careful. It is, you know, people don't understand fireworks are very dangerous. So please be careful if you are setting those things off. I would like to wish you all again happy 4th of July, happy Independence Day to those of you that celebrate. I also would like for you to remember to check on the seniors and the elderly in your communities and in your families. As we roll through the summer months, heat is extremely bad for the elderly. So please be sure to check on your elderly friends and family. And I will talk to you all next week. Bye.